Hi, mother-in-law. Sorry for the delay in getting back to you. I was in a meeting and didn't have my phone with me. I'm sorry it took a while to notice you called. It seems you called me several times. It seems like it was urgent. How can I help you?
Oh, thanks for replying, Stacy. I'm sorry to interrupt your meeting. It's nothing important.
Huh? It was a phone call, not a message. I thought something was wrong.
It's really not a big deal. How would you handle my phone calls? I was just testing you.
I was being tested?
Yes. What would you do if I called you repeatedly like I did earlier? Because if someone calls repeatedly while you're at work, usually people wonder what's going on, don't they? But you just kept on working, didn't you? You really just do as you please, don't you? Now I know exactly how you feel about me. Well, you and I don't know each other that well after all. I didn't expect it, but that's how it is.
No. Wait a minute. I was in a meeting and didn't have my phone with me. I didn't intentionally not answer the phone. It's not that I don't care about my mother-in-law. That's not how I feel at all. I'm on the phone with you now, aren't I?
You don't have to get so mad. I didn't have any expectations of you from the beginning.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. You're my daughter-in-law. You haven't been treating me like you're my daughter-in-law, have you? Not only to me. Isn't it the same with my son? Right. You haven't lived up to my expectations, have you?
What are you talking about, mother-in-law?
You should understand what I'm talking about. Isn't there something you feel guilty about?
What? Is it about a child?
Oh, I knew you knew. You know what everyone is expecting. You don't want to have kids, do you? Work, work, work. You really hate me and Stevie, don't you?
That's not true. I don't blame work either. I know how Stephen feels and how you feel, but this is not a problem I can just solve on my own.
Are you sure about that?
What?
It's a matter of whether you want to do it or not. Well, let me tell you something. Are you trying to have a baby? Going to the hospital or...
Not yet.
Get a checkup. If you can't have children, it means you're not trying hard enough.
No, I want children too, but I really can't.
Huh? Why do you assume it's impossible? This is happening because you have a body that can't conceive, right? That's why I said I don't expect much from you. I pity my son who took such a woman as his wife.
There are things I can't control. You're a woman too, so you should understand, right? Can't you just understand this?
Huh, you're being so rude. How could I possibly understand a wife like that? You don't listen to me at all, don't you think so?
What?
I tell you to quit your job, but you keep doing it. And when I tell you to focus on the family, you say, I'm doing work. You keep making excuses. How could you possibly have a child if you're like that? That's why even Stevie is getting fed up with you.
Did Stephen say something?
Of course he's dissatisfied. Already he complains every day. If you think about it, you'd understand. You can't even do housework well. You demand to split the household chores, and you despise your husband. A wife who can't do anything but work. His ideal marriage wasn't like this.
No.
Isn't it natural? It's not you who should be depressed about it. You're the one who should feel sorry for Stevie. Don't react like I'm so shocked. It's Stevie who is in shock. You are the perpetrator.
Rachel, enough. Even if you're my mother-in-law, there are things you can say and things you can't. It's hard for me too that I can't have children. Everyone has their own reasons. It's sometimes hard just because you know that.
What? Are you playing the tragic heroine? You're the one who caused all this in the first place, aren't you? Will you stop acting like you're the only one who feels bad? I want you to stop making excuses like you're the only one who feels sorry for yourself. The person you should feel sorry for is Stevie, right? Have you ever thought about Stevie's feelings a little?
I fully understand how hard it is for Stephen, but having a child, and about my work, it's between me and my husband. It's something we need to discuss as a couple. I'm a little offended that you went so far as to call me out on this.
Well, you talk to your mother-in-law this way? You're even crazier than I imagined. Why did Stevie marry such a person? I really feel sorry for him. You haven't fulfilled any of your duties as a wife. In that case, Stevie shouldn't have gotten married. I think he would be very happy now.
Sorry, I'm at work. Let's talk about this when I have more time.
Oh, really? When it doesn't go your way, you run away. That's the thing. That's what's wrong with you. If you think you can just blame everything on work, you're wrong. Stevie must hate that you do that too.
I'm sorry. I can't finish our talk now, so please excuse me.
It's an important talk, and you're running away? Fine. You keep running away like that. If you keep running away like that, Stevie will really dump you. I'm just trying to warn you.
Thank you for your advice. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Stacy, you have time today, right? Can you text me now?
Hello, mother-in-law. I'm fine. Is there something wrong?
I have something important to tell you.
Important?
I thought we could talk more slowly on your day off, so I decided to do it today.
Yes? What is it about?
Actually, Stevie is at my house right now.
Oh, I didn't know. I knew he went out early this morning. He went to visit you?
Yes, Stevie doesn't want to stay there anymore. He says he's fed up with your freewheeling ways. I warned you a lot, didn't I?
Huh. I didn't think he felt that way. I'm sorry to hear that.
What? The way you said that. It's your fault this happened. Don't you have any remorse or apology? Do you even know what this means?
Yes, I'm well aware. I'm sure I had something to do with it. As for Stephen, I think it's both of our faults.
What a thing to say. Are you saying it's Stevie's fault?
Well, there's a cause.
Stevie ran away to his parents' house because he was exhausted. Not even a single word of apology.
I don't understand. Why should I apologize?
Well, how crazy can you be? Because you're not fulfilling your duty as a wife. This is what's happening. Don't you feel sorry for Stevie?
I hate to say this, but I don't neglect the house just because I'm working. I do the housework, and I take care of Stephen's personal needs. I never once asked him to do anything. So why am I the only one to blame? You don't know anything. I think you're a little bit crazy.
What a surprise. You never cease to amaze me. You know why Stevie is so depressed, don't you? He wants a child. A child!
You're talking about that again.
What do you mean again? I've been telling you for a long time. I told you so many times, but you don't understand anything. You are unfit to be a wife. If you can't even have a baby, my son is divorcing you.
Are you sure?
What? How can you say that?
I'm glad. Thank you.
Huh?
No, I'm really glad. I was thinking that too. I'm glad you told me about the divorce.
Huh? What do you mean? You must be in shock. You really are crazy. You're just telling me that? I don't understand how anyone in your position could want a divorce. I hate you for being so rude.
I'm blamed every day for not being able to have children. Blaming me alone for it? Being called over and over again while I'm at work? I can't stand that this situation continues.
That's because you're not being a good wife. It's not my fault. Besides, it's Stevie who's been putting up with it the most. If it's like this, I shouldn't have let him get married.
Maybe you're right. I can't stand being blamed this much either. I thought that Stephen and I would be happy together. I guess I was naive.
Please don't be so high and mighty. And don't blame me for Stevie. I'm annoyed, and Stevie is annoyed too because he got a wife like you. Just get a divorce and go away.
Thank you very much. I will definitely do that. Thank you for everything, even if it was only for a short time. Goodbye.
I'm sorry for calling you out of the blue. I wonder if you remember me.
What? Mother-in-law?
I'm not your mother-in-law anymore. You're still so rude. You and I have been unrelated for a long time, haven't we?
You're right. I'm sorry. Rachel, it's been a while. What's wrong?
No problem. I'm very happy about something. I just had to let you know.
Something happy? Okay.
Yes, actually, Stephen got remarried. And with a pretty girl 7 years younger than him. She's an office worker at a company.
Wow, I didn't know that. What does that have to do with me?
What? Normally you'd celebrate more, wouldn't you?
Even though we're not family anymore?
Stevie got remarried, remember?
Oh, right. Congratulations on his remarriage.
You were and still are really mean.
That's me, I guess.
You're still talking down to me. Well, that's okay. I don't care about that. I'm sorry for you.
Sorry for what?
You're a single woman who can't have kids and is suffering from infertility. I'm sorry that only Stevie got remarried.
I'm remarried too.
Oh, really? Is that so? I didn't know.
Yes, I remarried a year and a half ago.
Oh, I see. It's great that you got remarried. Some people are just plain lucky. Stevie is going to have the child he's always wanted this time.
Is the woman he married pregnant?
She's not pregnant yet, but she's still young, and unlike you, she'll have a child soon. Now that's a relief to me too. You're infertile though, and that was impossible for you.
I already have a child.
Huh? What? I can't believe you have a child.
Thankfully, I have a pretty little girl. I got remarried a year and a half ago. We didn't do any particular fertility testing. It just happened naturally and quickly. We are now living happily together as a family.
What? No, lying is not good. Lies. I get how you feel. I know you're frustrated because Stevie got remarried. But that doesn't mean you should have fun lying about your bad luck.
What's the point of lying to you? I'm just telling it like it is. I'm already a mother.
Huh. That can't be true. Even when you were married to Stevie, you didn't get pregnant for about 4 years. Because you were infertile. And worked all the time.
Rachel, what are you talking about? It was your son who was infertile.
Huh? What are you talking about? Don't be silly.
If you don't believe me, please get him tested. Well, I did it once a few years ago and already got the results.
Oh no. Is that why you couldn't have children?
When I was married, I thought it would be better for my husband if I kept quiet about it. I thought you would be devastated. And yet, Stephen blamed me for not being able to have children. That's unforgivable, isn't it? I put up with it because it was a sensitive issue. Now that I think about it, Stephen was just being selfish.
What? Then just because he remarried doesn't mean he'll have a baby?
That's right.
Oh no.
Even if it wasn't me on the other side, your son wouldn't have been able to do it in the first place. I told you that everyone has their own reasons.
You! I won't forgive you if you're making this up. You're the one lying anyway.
If you want to think that, go ahead. But I don't think he can have children. I'm sorry to hear that. Be careful not to bully his wife. Rachel was an impossible person till the end. I don't want her to be involved in my life again, so I changed my phone model and all my phone numbers and accounts. According to what a mutual friend told me long after the last message, Rachel had been bullying his new wife without learning her lesson. She blamed only his wife, even though her own son was infertile. Her son was infertile, but he kept blaming his pretty wife, and as a result, she left him after only 1 year. His new wife put up with it for just a year. I'm sure that mother and son will live in harmony with each other for a long time to come.
May I call you now? Hey, why don't you answer your phone? Answer it.
Oh, mother-in-law. What's the matter so early in the morning?
What's the matter? Are you home?
Yes, I am. I'm at home. What's wrong?
Where's Rocky? Is he with you?
It's a weekday, so Rocky goes to kindergarten and stays until evening. Why?
You're not working. Such long hours. I don't feel sorry for you. You just want to have fun, don't you?
Rocky loves kindergarten. He loves playing with his teachers and friends, so it's fine. If I let him take a day off at my convenience, it would disrupt his daily rhythm. Basically, I send him to kindergarten on weekdays. Long stay is only when I have to work, but...
What do you do when you're off work? You're probably slacking off anyway.
I do the errands I can't normally do. The rest of the time I do the housework as usual.
If you don't have anything special to do, at least pick up the phone. It's not time to go out yet, is it?
Okay. So, what can I do for you?
I just passed by your house, and your car was there, but your laundry wasn't hanging out to dry. I called to see if something was wrong. You don't seem to be sick.
Oh, you were worried about me. Thank you very much.
What? You must have misunderstood something.
Huh?
I'm not worried about you. I just thought something might have happened to Finn and Rocky.
They're both doing fine.
I hope so. Besides, where did you go yesterday? My friend saw you and Rocky in front of the mall. If you want to go shopping, tell me before you go.
Huh? Do I have to report every time I go shopping?
Naturally. Anything can happen while you're out shopping. You're too easygoing. Think about your child a little more seriously. If you're not going to work, then do your best to take care of the house.
Yes, I understand.
Hey, are you still lounging around the house? Just because you aren't working today doesn't mean you can be lazy. What are you doing?
Mother-in-law, did you come all the way over here to check on me? I had to go out for an emergency.
Why are you going out on your own? I didn't hear anything.
Wait a minute. Do I have to tell you when I go out for an emergency?
I told you earlier that you have to tell me when you go out, didn't I? Even if it's urgent, it doesn't change the fact that you're going out, right? Do you understand English?
You don't have to talk like that. Of course I understand English. I'll be more careful next time.
And you're going to work tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow. Can I talk to you for a minute, mother-in-law? Did you come to our house today?
What? I'm busy preparing dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I came over there, but I don't know what's the problem. You probably don't do much housework anyway. I swept the front porch and vacuumed. You should thank me.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't want you to come here without permission.
Huh? I'm doing you a favor. Don't you have a thank you to say? Besides, I have a spare key.
I only gave you a spare key in case of an emergency. I will do the housework to the best of my ability. If you ever want to come over to my house, Please let me know.
How can you say that when you can't even fulfill your duties as a wife? I'm going there for you because you're useless. If you're so lazy, don't you feel sorry for Finn and Rocky? To begin with, you've been married for a few years and you can't do anything, can you?
As for the cleaning, thank you very much. If you think I'm useless, I will do my best to do more housework. So please be sure to call me when you come to my house. Could you please?
Yes, I understand. I will do so next time. You're really strange and annoying.
Mother-in-law, after I made it so clear, you came to my house again?
Oh, this time I cleaned the toilet and the bathroom area meticulously. See how white the toilet bowl is? I even sprayed it with bleach. Isn't it comforting to have a clean toilet? You should be thankful to have a mother-in-law who does perfect housework.
Mother-in-law, are you hiding something from us?
Hiding something? I don't have anything to hide.
Really?
What? Are you suspecting me of something? But it's you. You're the one who had me clean up after you, and you didn't even say thank you.
Mother-in-law, did you break something?
Huh? Did I break something? Ah, I remember now. I dropped a flower vase that was on display, and it broke. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. But it was a cheap one from the dollar store, right? Why don't you just buy another one?
Huh. It's not from the dollar store, but it's not expensive. But Rocky went into the bathroom alone. He got hurt by a broken piece. I think he stepped on the sharp end really hard. I just came back from the hospital and it was a pretty deep cut. He had to get 4 stitches on the sole of his foot.
What? Is Rocky going to be okay? Poor thing.
Mother-in-law, I asked you very clearly, didn't I? Please call me before you come to our house. Are you the one who needs to study English?
Who do you think you're talking to? That's beyond rude. You're so annoying. But that's not the point. Is my grandson all right?
Please don't change the subject. Even if it's harsh, I have to say it this time.
Really? Who do you think you're talking to? That's enough.
I'm not talking back to you. What would you do if something happened to Rocky because of you? How could you miss such a big piece of glass? How can you say you're worried about Rocky and Finn and not care about that? I'd rather not have you clean up after me than have you do that to me. It's much better. Please don't enter my house without permission. I guess she felt bad that her grandson got hurt. My mother-in-law apologized and said she was sorry. She no longer enters our house without permission using her spare key. I appreciate that, but I feel like I'm always being watched because of the proximity of our houses. Even though it's my mother-in-law, it's still creepy to think that she's always watching me. It makes me nervous. I'm afraid that my mother-in-law will escalate the situation over time. I'm afraid she will break in again. I'm thinking of calling the police and charging her the next time she breaks in. She's still a suspicious person, you know?
Hector, where are you? The date will change soon. I'm getting sleepy, so I'm going to bed.
Oh, Annabelle.
You're in a good mood, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm having a drink with my colleagues. I'll be home soon, so please leave the door unlocked.
Hey, remember what I said this morning? Tomorrow is the 3rd anniversary of my father's death, so I'm going to the memorial service. I have to get up early tomorrow morning. I can't bear it if you smell like alcohol. Are you sure you're okay drinking that much?
I'm fine. Just as usual. I'm a strong drinker. Besides, it's only the 2nd bar. It's not over yet.
Listen, Hector, I understand how you feel. It's totally fine to go out for drinks. But when you have important things to do the next day, like this time, I'd like you to hold off a little. It's part of the etiquette for the people around you. You're a grown-up man.
I know that, but my colleague said he wanted to go today, so I should accompany him. Don't you think so? It's my responsibility.
I understand, but I think You need to reschedule it this time. I've told you about my father's memorial service a month ago, haven't I? You knew about it in advance, so you should at least adjust the schedule of your drinking party.
I don't think you understand, Annabelle. I need to prioritize my colleague because it's important to socialize outside work. You can't just keep prioritizing your own schedule. Do you understand?
Well, yes, of course. I think it's very important to socialize with colleagues outside work. But this isn't a good timing for that. Please remember that tomorrow's memorial service was scheduled first. That's why I think it's normal to prioritize the memorial service.
Don't be so harsh. I didn't say that I won't go with you. I promise I'd be there tomorrow. What I do the day before isn't related to that. I'm not bothering you anyway.
That's true, but you remember that, don't you, Hector? It was my cousin's wedding 2 months ago. The day before the wedding, you went to a drinking party and came home late saying that I have nothing to worry about. Then, on the day of the wedding, you couldn't get up in the morning and we were almost late. You had to go to the bathroom during the ceremony because of hangover. People around us seemed to notice your alcoholic smell. I was so embarrassed, you know.
That was a long time ago. Don't hold on to it forever. It's already past, so don't complain about it now. After all, I made it to the wedding. You can't just blame me for everything.
Seems that you don't understand about what I was trying to say. When the bride and groom came to greet the guests, you weren't there. My cousin asked me where you were, and I didn't know what to say. For your information, it was totally embarrassing. I don't want that to happen again tomorrow, so please do me a favor by coming back home early today.
You're being so persistent, aren't you? We're having a good time here. Can you please stop interrupting me? I'm having fun. It's still past midnight anyway. I'm going to visit another bar, which is the last one, and then I'll go home. If I go to the right place tomorrow, you won't complain, right?
The last one, huh? If you do that, I know you'll be home at around 2 in the morning. Besides, you won't be able to catch the last train if you don't rush your way to the nearest train station now. How are you going to come back home? I can't pick you up.
I'll make it in time. I'll just have a quick drink and go home right away. Don't worry about that. I'll catch the last train. Leave it to me. I'm not a drunken teenager who can't even think rationally. You should trust me.
It's not like that, but I understand. Are you taking your medicine today? I don't want you to end up with a hangover again.
Oops, I forgot. I remembered before I went out for a drink. It's been too long since I've had a drink, so I was too excited that I forgot to take my medicine.
No, hey, you just went for a drink 3 days ago. You go out for a drink quite often. I guess you could have come home early today.
Jeez, I didn't know that you're so persistent. I was looking forward to going out for drinks today. You should think about my situation too. I told you that I'll be home in time by catching the last train today, and I'll go to the memorial service tomorrow with you. That's enough. You're my wife. Don't get in the way when I'm having fun.
Okay then, you're right. I shouldn't bother you, I'm sorry. I got a little too upset. I'll leave the front door unlocked. Be careful when you get home. Sorry to bother you again. I just finished taking a bath, so I'm really going to bed. You'll be home soon, right? Is it okay if I go to bed first?
Oh, sorry. I missed the last train.
Seriously? What are you going to do?
I promised you that I'll catch the last train, so I tried to rush to the nearest train station, but I just couldn't make it in time. I must be too old that I couldn't run fast to catch the last train.
No, that's not what I meant. You're too optimistic. What are you going to do tomorrow if you miss the last train? I told you, we have to leave at 8 a.m. to catch the train tomorrow.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll think about the solution. I'll make sure to be there on time. I mean, do we have to leave so early? I wanted to relax a little more.
My mom said that we could come and stay the day before. We talked about it, and yet It was you who said that we should just catch the train in the morning, remember? Besides, I told you in advance. If you left the party early and went to bed straight away, it wouldn't be a problem. I don't care if it's a weekly thing. It's just for tomorrow, so you should have rescheduled the drinking party.
You don't understand, Annabelle. I don't have the concept of leaving a drinking party early. No matter how many plans I have for the next day or how little sleep I get, I always make it a policy to enjoy drinking parties to the fullest. You know that better than anyone else, don't you?
That's not the point. I wouldn't have said so much if the next day's errands were only for you. But it's for both of us. I know I've been saying this over and over again. But you are an adult, Hector. That's why you should behave like one.
I'm sorry I missed the last train. I'll be home on time tomorrow. Don't be so uptight. But are you sure you don't need to go to bed right away? You're always worried about me, but you maybe oversleep too.
You're right. I have to get up early tomorrow, so I'm going to bed now.
Got it. I'm staying at my colleague's house, so I'll just have one more drink and then go to bed. Don't worry about it.
Well, do whatever you want. Good night.
Make sure you don't oversleep in tomorrow, okay?
Hector, are you awake? It's already 7 a.m.
Sorry, I just woke up. I'm leaving in a hurry.
See? I told you. That's enough. What time do you think it is now?
Let's see. Huh? It's already 9:30.
Yes, it's 9:30, and I'm already at my parents' house, and the memorial service will start in half an hour. Even if you come now, you won't make it on time anyway.
Really? I set my alarm and woke up at 6:30. I swear. But I fell asleep again.
Enough already. I don't want to hear your excuses. If you're sure you have to get up, you should be able to get up. If you couldn't wake up, you should have taken the last train home. I know you don't want to do that. You don't have to come here anymore. I don't even want you to come.
Hey, calm down. Why are you so angry? It's your father's memorial service. He's not my dad. I don't need to be there, do I? You should be glad that you made it on time.
Are you seriously saying that? I'm really stunned. I'm glad I've made up my mind.
Made up your mind? What are you talking about?
I'm breaking up with you. I'll tell everyone at the family gathering today.
What? Why would you do that? What's going on all of a sudden? If you're joking, it's not funny at all.
Joking? There's no way I would joke about something like this. I warned you so many times yesterday, and it was you who ruined everything. I trusted you.
Wait a minute. It was my fault. I'm sorry. I have no intention of getting a divorce at all. Please, forgive me.
I've already told my mother beforehand. I'll call your parents tonight after the memorial service. I'll go get your stuff too.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I really woke up once, you know. But I had a headache. When I realized I fell asleep again. It can't be helped. I'm so sorry, Annabelle.
You know what? I warned you yesterday, didn't I? I didn't want you to end up with hangover like what happened during my cousin's wedding. I was very insistent about what I said, but you just refused to listen to me.
Well, that's true, but...
You didn't take it seriously. You said you were fine, and then you missed the last train, and then you couldn't get up. It's just not normal. You're not behaving properly as an adult.
I was planning to get up on time. Please forgive me.
Even if you had intended to get up, you didn't actually get up. No matter how many excuses you give me, I'm not going to change my mind. If you are having a headache and tired, just go back to sleep for the rest of your life. Well then, bye. I contacted Hector's parents and told them what happened. He's just too childish to become a husband. I didn't get any compensation because he didn't cheat on me. Hector finally realized that he was wrong, and we were able to get a divorce without any trouble. He had never done any housework, and since the divorce, he has been almost completely insulated from his parents and cannot rely on them. He must be having a hard time on his own. I think he deserves it. I'm now living a meaningful life at home with my mother. Hey, I need you to lend me some money. It's $20,000 in total. Please, you're the only one I can count on. Maggie, are you all right? What's going on? You and my son work together, right? I heard that both of you make a lot of money. I know that you have a huge amount of money in your savings account. I don't understand what you're talking about. What's wrong with you? Please explain it clearly. You're such a stupid wife that you can't even understand what I'm saying. Why don't you use your brain to think about it? With that amount of money you have, you could live for a month. That's right. Not just a month, but enough to live for a while. Anyway, I still don't understand. What do you need the money for? I got divorced yesterday. What? I didn't hear anything about it. Of course. That's because I didn't tell you. I can't believe it. Why? He was cheating on me. He betrayed me. I don't think we can be together anymore. Your husband betrayed you? I think you must be mistaken. You should check with him again. Are you taking his side? That's terrible. No, I'm just surprised because you were suddenly divorcing your husband. That's why I need money to live on my own. I'm not working, so I have no income, but I'm in trouble. But $20,000 is a lot of money. We can't afford it. Huh? You are both working and you don't even have savings with that amount? Unbelievable. What's the point of working? Oh, I know. You must be wasting your money by living a luxury life. I'm not wasting money. Please don't be rude to me. Besides, I have to pay the rent. Do you think I have enough money for that? Geez, well, I don't know what I can do to help you. You know what? I couldn't get a loan because I don't have a job, so I wrote down my son's name as a guarantor. Are you kidding me? I need to talk about that with Albert. You can't just decide that on your own. Is that really necessary? I'm in a lot of trouble. I think it's obvious to help a family member. It's not that simple. Asking to become a guarantor is a serious matter. No matter if you are a family member or not. You understand that, don't you? Albert is my son. It's only natural that you help your parents. I thought you understand about that. That's true, but it's a serious matter. We need to discuss it first. Our family's business is none of your business. I can't believe it. What kind of education did your parents give you? I'm married to your son, so I'm a member of this family too. How my parents educate me has nothing to do with this. From the moment we met, I knew that you were spoiled by your parents. You're such a bad and naive daughter. I was right about that. How rude of you. I don't care what you think about me. Please don't say bad things about my parents. I really should have stopped Albert from getting married to you. I didn't want him to marry you. Your parents didn't educate you well enough. I beg your pardon. What did you just say? Listen to me. I've always hated you. You took my precious son away from me, and now you're acting like you don't care at all. What? Of course not. I care about you and your son. I know that you're pretty and everyone pays more attention to you. You deceived Albert, didn't you? I don't know why he was deceived by a stupid woman like you. I didn't deceive him. You're a liar. I really hate you. I've never thought of you as my daughter. Oh my God. Maggie, why do you say such terrible things? Stop talking nonsense. Just lend me the $20,000 right away. It's for the sake of your parents. Do you understand? Did you talk to Albert? I've already signed the contract. I'm in trouble. Hey, say something.
My dad told me about that. Will you explain the details to me, Mom?
Albert? I thought I was talking to your wife.
No, it's me, your son. I don't know what's going on. So I asked my wife to let me talk to you directly. I heard that you got divorced from Dad.
Did you ask your dad about that? Yes, it's true. It was a big problem to me that I feel as if I were about to break down into pieces.
Really? Are you telling me that you're making excuses since the main cause of the reason was your affair?
What?
You cheated on Dad. I know that. Don't you dare to fool me. Why are you lying to me?
I'm not. You shouldn't talk to your own mother like that.
You cheated on Dad, and when he confronted you, you got upset. That's crazy.
Did your father say that?
Yes, he did. He was appalled. He said he was just trying to rebuild the relationship. Mom, you have no idea how Dad feels.
Because he kept complaining about the affair.
What do you mean? He said he's not going to help you anymore. That's obvious anyway. If I were my dad, I'd do the same. Do you realize what you've done to him?
What the heck? We're all here for each other. Why are you complaining like that?
It's more than a complaint. I heard that you put my name as your guarantor. That's a crime. Do you understand, Mom?
What? I mean, it's natural for children to take care of their parents, right?
Are you serious? I don't think you're supposed to say that.
Albert, you're my son, and you're supposed to take care of me. I'm in trouble, so you should help me since I'm your mother.
I don't care if you're my mother or not. I would never do that. Don't make assumptions without even asking. Look elsewhere and search for another guarantor.
Huh? What are you talking about at this point in time? I'm your mother. You must help me.
I'd feel sorry for my wife if I had to take care of such a sloppy mother like you. I'm ashamed of myself.
You're just like her. Why are you always so uptight? Why can't you be more flexible?
It's not about being uptight or not. It's just a matter of common sense. I can't believe this is really happening.
It can't be helped. I've already signed the contract. I don't have a choice. You have to pay for that. Think of it as helping me out and do something about it.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've already canceled the contract. That's why I don't have to pay.
You canceled the contract? Have you lost your mind, Albert? You can't do that.
Of course I can. You were using my name without my permission. You don't have my consent, so the contract is invalid.
Well then, what about my place to live? What about my future?
I don't know. You still wanted a divorce, didn't you?
I have no choice than to live together with you then. That's the best solution.
What are you talking about? There's no way I'd let you live at my place. I can't live with someone who doesn't have common sense.
That's the only way to solve this problem.
Have you forgotten the terrible things you said to my precious wife?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, I think it's just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? Don't be silly. I've got solid evidence. Or are you too old to even remember yesterday's record?
Don't be too rude to me, Albert. I remember everything.
Yeah, you do remember. I never thought of you as a parent.
Oh no, your wife made you say that, didn't she? Is that so? She wasn't a good wife at all. I told you not to get married to her.
That again. I've had enough. Anyway, can you just stay out of our lives from now on?
No, wait a minute. What about me? Are you going to abandon your mother?
I'm not abandoning you. You're the one who caused all of this. You need to take your responsibility as a grown-up woman.
I can't believe it. Will I be able to see you again, Albert? Let me talk to your wife. I want to apologize.
What's wrong with you? I don't want you to do that. I feel sorry for my wife. I told you not to get involved anymore. Oh yeah, I'll tell you something good.
What is it? I'll do anything if you'll forgive me.
No, I won't forgive you, but you know what unemployment benefit is? I think you need it the most right now. Why don't you talk to the council office? They'll give you some friendly advice.
Hey, I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't think you'd be that mad at me.
Money talks. If this is how it's going to be now, it's going to be even worse in the future. For the sake of my wife's happiness, I'll cut ties with you once and for all.
Hold on a sec, Albert.
Well then, take care, Mom. Goodbye.
I don't really care about my mother-in-law, but I'm a bit curious. So I asked Albert about what happened to her after that, but he wouldn't tell me. I heard through the rumors that she has managed to live with her elderly parents. Since she is such a person with no common sense, she has not been able to keep a part-time job and seems to have been moving from job to job. I wonder what she's going to do with her elderly parents. Well, it's no longer my concern anymore. As for us, we have been blessed with our long-awaited first child and are now living peacefully together as a family. We have no intention of letting the child see her grandmother, at least not at this time.